Assassin's Creed has been pretty awful ever since they introduced microtransactions and always online into the single player mode, right? The current Assassin's Creed game that has been announced recently, plus protagonist and where it is playing, there is some drama around it. I guess you can call it that. It is about the first Black Samurai, Yask. I'm not sure what the problem is with him. I can kinda see that it is not really fitting because of the perspective of like assassin doesn't stand out, right? And he is probably at that time the only black guy in whole of Japan, but doesn't mean he has to be an assassin. I don't know, but I don't think Yasuke was like an assassin in the real history. So maybe it's like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla thing where like you are a Viking, right? And it's also you are also like in England as an, in quote, assassin, right? And if you haven't noticed, a Vikinger and an English guy in the Middle Ages were a bit different. Like a, I don't know, 7 feet tall, muscular guy with a giant axe on his back versus a small English guy with a small short sword and a bit of armor, you know, and an English flag, obviously, right? So that wouldn't fit as well. So I don't see the problem. Is it just because he is a minority, that he was a slave when he first arrived in Japan? I mean, it's a pretty interesting setting to play as Yasuke in the new Assassin's Creed in Japan, because they probably also like go into what it's like to be Yasuke in Assassin's Creed. What was it? Shadow something? I don't know. I put the name right here. Maybe they go a bit into that, not sure, but also about the story and a few Assassin's Creed elements, and probably also like some fictionalized story about like the assassins and the Templars, right? Doesn't mean Yasuke himself is an assassin like Ezio and stuff, right? I mean, I think you weren't a real assassin in the Valhalla game as well. You were just like a Vikinger slaying some English guys in the live service game where there are microtransactions and always online in a single player game, you know? But I think the most drama hasn't been about like Yasuke, right? It has probably been around the price point and like the promise or like the statements that Ubisoft gave. You know, Ubisoft is a lying French company, right? They said, I quote, that online play is not required for single player in Assassin's Creed. Here the title. It is only required for download. So that might be true for PC, but a PlayStation player has discovered that you need an online connection to play the game on console. Still don't know if it's actually real or not, but I think he saw it when he pre-ordered the game, and PlayStation gave him like the warnings and stuff, right? And how many players and what type of game it is, like what's usually behind, like at the back of the box where the disc is in, right? And now people start thinking about, is Assassin's Creed, is Ubisoft lying about Assassin's Creed, or is it only on PC that it is not required to have online play? To be honest, I think the drama around the main character and setting is completely pointless, because I mean, he probably does stand out quite a lot, but it still doesn't have to mean that he is like the main suspect, right? From investigation and so. And maybe they tie it to a bit of like racism aspect in the game if they are not like cowards, right? And like try to focus on that. I'm not saying they have to be woke or something, but it might be pretty interesting for an Assassin's Creed game, if you know what I mean. And like the prices, like the $70, the I think $110 and $130 prices plus pre-orders everywhere, and the bonuses that are with it are pretty ass. And then the season pass was also there. to pre-order, I guess. I think, I don't know, but yeah, I think Assassin's Creed is kinda, I think the game will be, from a story point of view, I think the game will be interesting if they don't play it safe, if they really go into the topics on that time, and that he is like a ex-slave, now the first black samurai, and the people around him, how they treat them and such, right? If they don't play it safe and really talk critical about that and stuff, it probably will be interesting if it has good writing. And I mean, the price was always like a Ubisoft thing. They are greedy French boys, man. So yeah, that's it with the video. Next video gonna be a bit longer. So yeah, bye bye.